So I was right again, like I almost always am at these intermediate cycle lows. Whenever the trolls start emailing me, it's always a surefire sign that I'm right, and they've picked the exact bottom, and that's exactly what happened right here. I missed the bottom by 5 days and $15. I was anticipating this to be the bottom based on the bloodbath phase. Normally 5 to 7 days. This was day 8. I thought that was the bottom. I did note in my other videos that sometimes it runs a little bit longer, and as I've said many times before, metals are the most heavily manipulated markets on the planet, so not unusual that we would draw that bloodbath phase out a few extra days. But like I said, only missed it by $15, even though it was 5 days. Only $15. I also did a post and noted this coil that was forming, and how that most of the time the initial break, even though it tends to be pretty violent and aggressive, is usually a false move, and then you get a much more durable and powerful move in the opposite direction. That played out exactly as I warned was going to happen. Gold, it's so late in this daily cycle, it seems very unlikely at this point that this could turn back down and make a lower low. So once we break this trend line, which we're tagging it today, maybe we get a little pullback tomorrow. That'll be your opportunity. But once we break this trend line, that'll confirm that this is the daily cycle low. Then we'll need to break this intermediate trend line to confirm this as an intermediate cycle low. I'm about 99% sure this will turn out to be a intermediate cycle low, simply because this cycle is just so insanely long. So it's about 50, I think it was about 50, 45, 46 weeks, something like that. And the odds of getting another daily cycle and a lower low, very slim. This was kind of an anomaly as it was, and it was clearly an attack on the metals. And I've said this before, the cartel's going to win a lot of battles, but they're going to lose the war. And when they artificially suppress price, it just makes the rally that much more powerful. So they've created an insane amount of fuel with this attack and drawing this intermediate cycle out another complete daily cycle. They've created an immense amount of fuel. So this rally is almost certainly going to go a lot further than anyone is anticipating. Everybody's gotten very bearish. I gave people a very good introductory offer. The people that took it, like they always do, they get frustrated because it doesn't happen quick enough for them. Like I said, I called the bottom here. I missed it by 5 days and $15. Those people got very impatient. They instead of sticking around for the rally, they quit right at the bottom, just like these retail dumb money traders always do. But we've got I think we're going to have a very nice rally here, probably come up and test these all-time highs again. I doubt that we're going to break out. The cartel is going to defend this 2,000 level, so anything over 2,000 we're going to see major attacks again. So I doubt we're going to break out, but we should have some decent potential between here and there. Oil also, we were already making money in oil, and it looks like today it's going to close above that. And I noted in one of my previous videos on energy that the fact that this has been churning sideways instead of really dropping hard suggests to me that this is maybe a consolidation, and we got another leg up that could maybe go to that 150 zone. So that's this looks like an intermediate cycle low to me. So if that's the case, then we should have potential here through all of August, probably most of September, and maybe we can retest this or even test those all-time highs at 147 here. I don't think the the energy stocks are going to break out, though. Oil might, but I doubt the energy stocks will. They're probably going to be caught in a sideways churn, kind of like uranium has been for months and months. But like I said, we still have some good potential if we get a nice intermediate rally that could go up there. Now, again, we could have a pullback tomorrow. That would be probably your opportunity to buy. Or maybe you buy half today and you buy half on a pullback tomorrow. Stocks, again, I was right again. Like I said, the same thing happened. Everybody gave up, quit right here. That was the bottom. Now we're in an intermediate decline. I even predicted that we were going to have this choppiness right in here. We entered right here this morning or yesterday evening right here, took some profits right here, and then waited to see what happened on the Fed. The Fed gave us the dovish comments that we needed, so and this was a break of that trend line. We're getting a break of that trend line. Sorry. We need to break, wrong trend line, this one. So this is the intermediate trend line, which you can see we're breaking today. That almost always happens during an intermediate rally. But this was our signal to that that we needed to wait just a little bit, because it probably wasn't going to go through that trend line on the first try. And we waited for a tag of this 10-day moving average. Very often that will act as support during the advancing phase of a daily cycle. So that's where we bought, and then we were up nicely this morning. So we took profits just in case the Fed was hawkish. They weren't, so now we're back in. We're breaking the trend line. That confirms this is an intermediate cycle low. Like I warned everybody that this was a bloodbath phase and that we were in an intermediate advance. And I think we still have quite a ways to go yet. Definitely, we're going to go up through August for sure, and probably, at least a couple of weeks of September, I would think, before we start to. I think we're going to have a crash. But you can see we're still way too far below this 200-day moving average. We need to close some more of that gap. So again, maybe we pull back to this trend line tomorrow. I don't know. We could just keep going and leave everybody in the dust. But between now and mid-September, I think we've got to close more of this gap. So I got this one right again as usual, and I almost always get these right. Sometimes I'm a little early, and the impatient, emotional retail traders, because they require perfect timing, they always miss these moves. And I give people, a very good introductory offer so they can learn how these markets work and make some money, but they are not able to control their emotions, so they end up missing these moves when they happen. But so far, everything is working just as I anticipated. Gold has completed almost certainly an intermediate low. Looks like energy has as well, and stocks, there's no question about stocks. They've completed an intermediate cycle low. And I think everything is going to rally through August and maybe partway through September, October at the latest. But I do still think this is a bear market rally. I just don't think it is done yet.